Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Plug you in, my tuning the frequency. Jett and the crew, they got the remedy. Discussing bats and all his legacy. Mike is silent. Welcome to the social hour. We're talking gospel, flying power. Look in the field of protest, got the keys to the Batmobile. Lights go down the shelter about the storm. Jealous wisdom striking like a dog. Without the ways of harm. We're in deep, not sleep. Welcome to the social hour. Exploring Gotham's darkest hours. Tune in, feel the charge. Jett set the helm with going large.
Welcome to the Social Hour, a Batman on Film podcast, batman-on-film.com. Don't forget the dashes, like Pete Vera. Ron Lauer does not forget the dashes. Here he is. He's back.
Here I am.
We're back. The Social Hour's back. Ryan?
It's been a while.
Yeah. They haven't done a Social Hour since late October. Look, I'm not going to do Social Hours just, without a topic, but here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
This is episode number 100. Oh, not 100. God, we're way
Whoa,
past
100.
213.
My goodness.
213 of the Social Hour. And I am merely Bill Ramey, the founder of Batman on Film.
Bill's here. Okay.
Yep, I am here. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Got that out of the way. The Batman Part 2, if you didn't know, Ryan, is really starting to gear. It's gearing up now. We've several bits of news have come up individually. Well, this last one, could probably do a whole show on. We'll get to that. That's
Can I interject here really quick?
Yeah.
Because this is funny to me, and I'm one that never wants egg in my face unless it's from Egghead himself. And you and I have been here before. I think 2 or 3 different times on Social Hours where we've said news should be coming. News should be coming in soon.
Yeah.
And then we got a delay, and then we got nothing. And so if anybody ever goes back and listens to old podcasts, I know I've sat here talking to you and be like, it should be coming. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Finally, something is here. And not to mention, I texted you. I did, Bill. Or no, we were texting. I don't know. Maybe you texted me first. And I said, I'm still surprised there isn't anything yet. And you said, this is the dead zone. And I thought, it's too early yet for dead zone. About 2 weeks before Christmas, I would consider it as a history of dead zone. There through the rest of the year, first week or two into January.
Yeah.
It still seemed a little too early of like, man, they don't have anything. And then it was like Matt Reeves, he was tracking our texts, and they're like, these sons of bitches. I'm gonna get them. And then
he said,
here we go.
And they said, he said, hold my beer.
He did.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
We'll start dropping.
Hold my Coors Light.
I don't think that individually the first 3 stories aren't worth an entire Social Hour. Now,
that's a great one.
The fourth bit, which involves a little bit of casting, potential casting, that's worth a Social Hour.
All right.
But this is like a big time with these 4 topics. This is a very solid, with some concrete news, other than the script's finished and turned in, about the Batman Part 2. So
I just chugged a 2-liter Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
I'm ready to handle all of this.
Yeah, it's on.
So we can do all of this, Bill. Let's ride.
It's on. Luke Hall has been hired as production designer on the Batman Part 2. I have no idea who Luke Hall is.
I don't either. Unfortunately, you get a little more into the weeds on crew on movies.
Apparently, he's an Emmy. He won Emmys for Andor and Chernobyl, which were streaming series. Well, Andor's what, a
I
Disney Plus
saw.
thing?
Oh, okay. I didn't see Andor. That's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
I did see Chernobyl. Chernobyl, it was an HBO drama series, so it was good.
yeah.
But the look of that, yeah, I can picture now. I only watched the series once. I was gonna say, like, unfortunately, like crew members, a lot of times you get more into the weeds, and they aren't names that are as known and
Okay.
popular and thrown about, which is too bad because obviously a production designer is very important to a movie, TV series, etc. So now that you mentioned those two things, I don't know Andor, cannot speak on it at all, but
Yeah.
Chernobyl, it's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Okay. Um, I trust whoever Reeves hires, I trust. So
Yeah.
let's go. Uh, another report, not too long after, they're going to be filming in Glasgow and Liverpool again. Lot of that, the same report, I think it was Glasgow Today, something like that. It was like they were going to start in January, which we've heard January before, and then Reeves has said like springish, April, early May,
Hmm.
whatever. I gotta think there's got to be maybe some second unit stuff being done, maybe in January, uh, so they can,
Overhead shots.
overhead shots, things like that. I don't know. Since it's set in the winter, maybe they want to have an actual winter look to some of the background shots and overhead shots and
Absolutely.
whatever. So that's just, that's my guess. I don't think they actually start like with Pattinson and company until a little bit later in the year, like March, April, May, somewhere around there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I can see that if they are doing some filming, I think like for the Dark Knight Rises, Nolan
Yeah.
did but Nolan didn't have a second unit. There's just the Nolan unit,
Hmm.
and
That's all
he
you
did
need.
some filming stuff, overhead filming stuff, like in New York and uh, Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
like way before they started shooting the film. You know?
Which I would give me that over. We'll just add some dropping snow and,
Yeah.
in post or something like the real looking snows on the ground, snows on top of buildings and stuff like that. Like that's cool. So I'd expect that would be, and Bill, I don't work in Hollywood. So I can't
What?
say that I
What the hell are you
absolutely
talking
know.
about?
Okay. I know.
All
But
this time, I've been, you know.
Ryan Lauer has left the conversation. Um, but yeah, that just makes sense, right? It
Yeah.
just makes sense that they would and not to say it's not worthy of announcements, but like it's like guys, we're going to do some pickups, some overhead shots of,
Mm-hmm.
exteriors and stuff while there's snow on them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need Pattinson for this. Don't need Jeffrey Wright for this. Don't need Colin Farrell for this because they're just overhead cityscape shots. We saw some of those in The Penguin.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's yeah. It's cool that they're going back to that because I think architecturally and part of the, Gotham is a character in the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So for that to carry over into the sequel too, that's cool because obviously I loved the look, the
Most
exteriors and stuff in the movie.
it seems to be this potentially could be the most consistent look between one Batman film and its follow-up since maybe Forever, and you want to count Forever and Batman and Robin, they had the same
Yeah,
look.
they
Because
were
Batman 89 and
different,
Returns looked a lot
completely different.
different. Even with the Dark Knight trilogy, there were some subtle differences between each film.
Yeah, I mean, I think immediately people, without taking a breath and thinking it over, would say, "No, it begins in The Dark Knight because they both shot in Chicago." Very small amount of shooting in Chicago and Begins compared to The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so yes, Chicago is present in Begins. Um, yeah, I think it's worthy of discussion once we see the movie that could end up being like, oh, that's the looks of the Batman parts 1 and 2 are the most consistent between the two than any other Batman movies.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
I just
and
basically went on my
actually,
own thing to make it sound like what you said was my idea. So I just hijacked your point, Bill.
Okay.
I'm gonna get kicked off this.
I don't even with the Penguin, I didn't think, oh, this looks completely different than the
No, it's very
Batman.
fitting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very
So
fitting.
yeah. Let's see here. All right. This is getting a little bit bigger, I guess. I don't want to take any away from production designer. Eric Messerschmidt is now the director of photography, cinematographer, whatever you want to call it. 6'7", you know.
Bill, cool it. You better cool it. Bill said 6'7" about 6 or 7 times, and I've about had it. Okay.
He's taking over for the previous DP, who is his name escapes me at the moment. But he is doing he's going to be the cinematographer on the 4 Beatles biopics that are in production or are in pre-production.
There are cinephiles right now, Bill, that are yelling the name of that cinematographer, and are about ready to cancel. So I'm Googling quickly to try to get there for you.
All right,
because I too will both be like, oh yeah, damn it.
I absolutely.
If I can only just scroll faster. Greg Fraser.
Greg Fraser, that's it. Yeah.
Greg Fraser.
Yeah. Really liked his work on the Batman. That was a bummer that he had a conflict doing these Beatles biopics, but it's kind of all related because
it's all connected.
It's all connected because in one of those, the Ringo Starr biopic is that's our old friend Barry Keoghan.
Keoghan?
Who plays the Joker.
It's all connected. It is.
You know, he's playing Ringo Starr in these movies. So, all right. Eric Messerschmidt's work includes Mindhunter, Mank. Is it Mank? The Killer, Ferrari. So, and everyone who's like, or like DP nerds, some cinematography nerds were like, oh hell yeah, that's a good get.
He also did an episode of Fargo.
He did Fargo.
He did Fargo.
Oh, you betcha.
Mindhunter and The Killer, both David Fincher products, and I think a lot of us could see relation almost of, like Seven, not 6'7", Bill, the movie
I didn't
Seven.
say it. Yeah.
Of in the Batman, like look,
if there was
and stuff like
that. If
there
was a prequel to 7, would it be 6? And you could say,
okay, moving on.
You want to watch which one you want to watch? 6, 7? Okay.
Anyways, but that this guy's worked with Fincher on something before, and I dig his look, and so when images of projects, especially like The Killer, because that one was 2023. The look of that, it just seems like stuff I saw online, people posting screenshots and stuff. It's like, oh, this looks very fitting. This doesn't look drastically different than what came in the first movie. So this is like, awesome, great.
Yeah. Someone told me, I guess when it was either in like on Twitter, I'm not gonna call it X, in a response, or it was in the Facebook group, like, yeah, he shot a TV spot or commercial for an Arkham game.
No,
like that.
It was, I don't know what it was, to be honest.
Something Batman, right?
Yeah. Messer. Cinematographer for the Batman Arkham Shadow ad for Meta.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what any of that is. So take away my fan card.
That was that meta game with the VR game that they came out not too long ago.
Okay. Oh, is that the one of like you put the goggles on? It seems like. Oh, okay, that game. Actually, I've heard really good things about that game.
Yeah.
Like some people that are not big video gamers, like they were in like a Best Buy or something, were able to try
Yeah.
it out, and they were like, I almost bought it right there on the spot. It was awesome. And I was like,
Okay.
okay. And I just
Yeah.
pulled up the ad. Looks good. Black and
Okay.
white, noir. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. These are all some location stuff, some behind the scenes stuff with a production designer and director of photography. Now, here's probably the biggest one that's dropped. This
Oh,
came out this week.
that's right.
This is casting.
Finally, we've been waiting.
Potential casting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett Johansson. You heard of her?
I've heard of her.
Yeah.
She was in Home Alone 3.
That's her claim to, you know what? Ironically,
It's her claim to fame.
we at work, have been putting Christmas movies on. We
Mhm.
have, in the background, there's Christmas music. And then on the big screen, we put on Christmas movies and went through all the Home Alones. That was one of them. Also, you're going to get a kick out of this. Pete would really get a kick out of it. I put in the rotation. I threw up Batman Returns.
There you go. There you go. It's a Christmas movie, Bill.
They were going, what? And I went, it's a Christmas movie.
It is. Absolutely.
Just like
Max Shrek, Gotham Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Back to ScarJo. We're going to call her ScarJo from now on here.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Scarlett Johansson, ScarJo, is in talks, may have been cast.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? You think this has been done? If it's got out, the trades have reported it. It'd be a really big letdown if it was like, I'm not going to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Here's the first thing, because we have a theme here, Bill, on Batman on film.com.
Yeah.
That it's all connected.
Like Pete.
Everything's connected. She shares my birthday.
Well, that means she's
2 years older than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm waiting for Matt Reeves to text me, because clearly this is how he does things. He texts
to
offer me a role. Guy in background chugging Mountain Dew, and that's how they get the Mountain Dew partnership in the movie. I think it's done. It is, for something like that to come out and get so, like, there's no opposing.
There was
view.
no
It is
like a trade, like
it's happening.
A quality trade reporter going, all right,
let's be
hold your horses on this one.
Exactly. Everything's like everything coming out is like full steam ahead, that like, yes. And with just tricky wording of like in talks is about as quote unquote unconfirmed as it's getting, which I think, again, Bill, I don't work in Hollywood. That just means of like the final contract's not signed. Like they're just working out the details to make sure that it works,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's happening. So then, of course, the speculation begins.
So my mind immediately went to, and this is stereotypical fan, would go, love interest. That's where your mind goes. And I'm like, okay, Vicky Vale, Julie Madison, there's tons we can come. So I started thinking of like Reeves. Reeves has an affinity for Batman history. Julie Madison was the very first Bruce Wayne love interest ever in comics. It seems something to me. This is in my fan mind. Something that Reeves would know and would say, if we're going to have a love interest, then it would be, I'd like to use Julie Madison for historical reasons. She was the first. Really never got. We got Julie Madison in Batman and Robin, but
very throwaway.
Yeah, exactly. Vicky Vale was a major role in '89, major character in Batman '89. So I was going down that road. What was your initial thoughts?
My
love
initial
interest or just
I think she is too much of a you could almost like a superstar. I think something came out of in the recent years.
She's A-list.
She's almost like the most bankable, like highest, something along the lines of like bankable, the highest money making and not like she gets paid the most, but like her movies make, something like that.
Well, she was just
I don't
in that.
remember the
She's in
phrasing.
that Jurassic Park,
Yeah,
the
the
latest,
latest
and that
Jurassic
did
World.
well. Yeah, and then she's doing the Exorcist reboot
Mm-hmm. And
with the dude who wrote Clayface.
and
So
she's very action capable, and she's done a lot of action work.
yeah,
So to me, it was like I don't think she is um Katie Holmes, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
yeah,
I think she's got physical something in the movie, which then was like, why would an ally? I don't see at this point already. Again, I'm not in the room. That he's gonna bring in Batgirl or
yeah.
Huntress or
I saw
Batwoman
some of
into the
that
movie to
speculation. I
where
was like,
I
no,
just don't
no,
I
no.
just don't feel I'm not in the room. I can't say that's not gonna happen. I just don't feel like that's gonna happen. It's like, okay, so then because I've been one, and Pete's with me on this, of like Silver St. Cloud has never had her time to shine in a movie.
Okay, there's
Um,
one. Yeah,
and I'm like, there's okay, great character, but not like an action presence. And I'm like, man, I
yeah.
just feel like it's got to go. And I wouldn't be like, wouldn't be honest if I didn't admit like my mind kind of immediately went to Andrea Beaumont because uh, that can serve as love interest plus villain with an asterisk next to it, you know? And that's a physical type role that's going to demand a lot. And I'm like, that to me is like the front runner of a kind of role. And then, the fan mind in me is like, oh, that costume design in Reeves's world, that could be so freaking cool. Um, and then Pete was the first that had mentioned Tammy Elliott instead of Tommy. There's your Hush, and it's just like it's a gender swap though. And I'm like, that could be really cool too. And purists could end up being very like, oh, it should be Tommy or whatever. It's like it's the character. It's not solely based on instead of what if it's a longtime friend slash love interest of Bruce that ends up becoming ultimately the villain, big reveal as a villain or something like that. So then I stopped, like, stop, hold on. Um, Wait until it's confirmed of what like who she's playing and what type.
Okay.
Um that's what I have. So Silver, Andrea Beaumont, maybe Hush, but I feel like Beaumont and Silver would be my where
Okay.
if I had to place money, those would be my bets.
Okay. Let me throw out one, and then
All right.
I'm gonna give you a little bit nugget of info I was told, and it may take it to where you've already gone, where we've already
Okay.
gone, but on a different level. Um, what about Leslie Tompkins?
I think too young.
Okay.
Granted, the Batman the Imposter.
She was young-ish.
Yeah. She was like around, it seemed around Bruce's age, maybe a couple, like barely like a generation older, maybe. Hey,
Yeah.
Madsen Tomlin wrote that. It's all connected, Bill.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Did
Throwing that out
Bruce,
there.
did he have a relationship with Leslie in that story?
I
I haven't read it in quite a
I've
while, so I
read
don't
it.
remember.
I've read that twice through, but it's been a while. I want to
Okay.
say I don't think so.
Okay. Because that's why I was like, I don't think so, but I
No.
honestly don't remember it, which just means I need to reread the book again.
Yeah.
But okay. I just don't. I think
I
Leslie
would say
Tompkins.
I would say if you went too young, I mean, she is what? She's 40 years old. She's
I think
Pattinson's
by that
vintage, right?
IMDb page,
Yeah.
42.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 42.
Okay.
41, something like that.
Okay. So, I mean, she could be she's someone there are psychiatrists or doctors who are in their 40s,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not implausible or impossible or
Yeah.
unbelievable either. I don't know. I think her being so close to Pattinson's age, it's like, nah, it's a peer. It's not, I don't feel like it's a doctor or like his Dr. Tompkins.
Okay. I just throw that out there. It wouldn't bother me if Leslie
No,
Tompkins is in the Batman and she is youngish. I wouldn't freak out like a
wasn't
lot
it
of fans will freak out.
on Pete's favorite show, Gotham? Wasn't Morena Baccarin
Yeah.
Wasn't she Leslie
Yes.
Tompkins? And she
Yeah.
was younger in that. You know, she was in her 30s.
She
So
was like Gordon's
and I don't care
sweetheart.
anybody's thoughts on it. It's just like, okay, it's been
Yeah.
done. And also it's like I mean, as we always say, like, well, Matt Reeves is the one, he's in the room. He knows the story, he's in charge of everything. So if you like what he's done, then you can also just not freak out about whatever it is. And whoever she ends up playing, like I don't to a level of I don't care is like cool. Like that's what I mean by I don't care. I'm not gonna be up in arms if she's not Andrea
Yeah.
Beaumont or Silver St. Cloud, and it's like, okay. That's why I don't go on the record saying I think it's this. Like I know something.
Even if she's not Leslie Tompkins, and that if I had to rank the characters who I would deem most likely to least likely, she would not be like, it would be Leslie Tompkins. Her as Leslie Tompkins wouldn't be up there very high, but I'm also wouldn't be too shocked if the character of Leslie Tompkins is in the Batman Part 2.
Oh, I think it totally would make sense. I think that one of the times that you and I have talked on a social hour, I think we've talked about Tompkins, and I've said like for what seems like this next step of this Bruce Wayne story is him becoming more public. I do think it would make total sense that he does have a doctor or therapist that's introduced, that he goes and sees, and who better than Leslie Tompkins in that
Yeah.
situation. So the character herself popping up, I like absolutely. I think I would not be surprised. I'd only be a little surprised if Johansson is playing her.
Here's my little tidbit.
Oh boy, here we go. Strapping.
Not news, not confirmed, but pretty reliable people have told me it's a villain role. Don't know which one or who or how or what the context is, villain role. So that will eliminate, unless you want to make bad guys out of Julie Madison, Silver St. Cloud, Vicky Vale. I don't see Vicky Vale because, it's like, she's an investigative reporter, tracking the Batman. That's freaking Batman 89, I don't think him going down that route again. That leads me to, okay, if she's a villain, then who could it be? And then I have to say to myself, I'll say, Bill, hey, what character as a villain that's a female would fit into a epic crime saga? What do you say, Ryan? And that's
no, that's you first.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not all that sure. She's not fucking Poison Ivy. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know that. You don't know that, though.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
And if Matt Reeves wanted to make it Poison Ivy, you'd be fine with it.
Yes.
I don't think it's Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there.
I will say this way. I don't, not because I think there's a way to have a Reeves version of Poison Ivy. Right? She doesn't have to literally be poisoned, Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. Curses.
Yeah. So, but I don't think Poison Ivy fits as in an epic crime saga.
That's
why I say,
this is a smart ass thought and comment by me.
Yeah.
Peyton Riley. Who? Ventriloquist 2. In Paul Dini's detective run. Detective Comics number 837.
Yeah.
The daughter of a mob boss became the new ventriloquist after the death of the original Arnold Wesker. I'm just saying, there you go. You need a female villain, and you know what? Pretty sure, Bill, in The Imposter, Arnold Wesker was present.
That is correct.
The Imposter was written by Mattson Tomlin, who is also co-writer of Batman Part 2. It's all connected.
Yep. That's a great thought.
Hey, so I didn't mention of like that was like a trying to be funny comment where my mind went to that. Paul Dini's Detective Comics run, definitely worth anybody that likes Batman comics.
Yeah.
Read it. It's excellent.
Yeah.
So, man, where were you? Why did I go down that path of? You said
We
female
were
villain.
female villain that fits into an epic crime saga.
Yeah, and who did you say? I'm old now. I don't. I forget things.
Hold my beer on that.
Yeah.
I think, man, I rule out like Talia.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters that we first would think of, like Poison. Now, who are these B-list Batman villains? Talia, Poison Ivy. Well, Magpie was in.
Oh my gosh.
Was in the
Full on
Penguin.
full on 80s hairdo, fishnet stockings. That's where we were robbed in the Penguin. We didn't get that version of Magpie.
And Sophia took care of her.
That's right.
So,
Lady Shiva. Okay, so I just typed in here, into the Google machine, and it's like there isn't a massive amount. There's Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Lady Shiva, Talia, Harley Quinn, Roxy Rocket.
Yeah, that's another one that's popped up. Is she's Harley Quinn? No, she's not going to be Harley Quinn. I highly doubt that. They're not going to go. Just got a bunch of Margot Robbie, and then you got freaking Joker 2 nonsense. With Lady Gaga, who I have tickets to see Lady Gaga here in Dallas early next year.
Look at you.
So,
All right.
That's for the announcer.
You're one of. I never knew you were one of her monsters.
You know
way
what?
to go, Bill.
I am a I won't say a closet fan, but I appreciate her. I appreciate her as a
I'm a fan.
as a singer.
Yeah, she's
performer and
talented.
actress.
Yeah,
really like
a rare.
Her and, Star is Born was fantastic. Anyway,
Baby Doll.
I
not as bad as an episode.
You know
as people
what?
like to throw out there. I don't think it's a terrible
episode. I'm two minds on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Harvey Dent, but when I
killed the Dent,
when I usually start hearing ideas that a lot of them are not, it's like Harley Quinn. We get the stereotype Batgirl, and but she's not a villain. But how would you do Andrea Beaumont, Phantasm?
Yeah, I think.
And how would this fit? And what's going on here? That's where I stand on that, because I'm intrigued by that idea. I'm surprisingly intrigued by the, Tammy Elliott a little bit, to be honest.
Tammy Elliott, the character of Hush showing up is so, I almost want to say obvious, because there's already been Elliott establishment, connection to Wayne's, and then everybody's, that Hush part popping up in the Riddler's video, that everybody's like, that's the villain that's coming up next. Right? It feels almost too obvious of a choice to where, would they go that route? I don't think so, because it just seems too obvious. But I think you could make it different while keeping a lot of core elements.
Isn't Hush? Wouldn't it be redundant with how they with what the Riddler was in the Batman a little bit?
We'd think, but we're not. I'm not writing the story, so therefore, I'd have to imagine the professionals, especially in charge of such an important IP as Batman, would also understand that and try to make it different. You get creatives like Reeves, and especially Tomlin is a very original creator. If you've seen and read and some of his material, he's got an original mind. It would be hard for me to think that like we can't make it like, well, we just kind of saw this with the Riddler. Now it's just, it's a female now, and it's blah blah blah. But it's like the roots are there, the seeds have been planted. Andrea Beaumont's story, she's also one of, like, it's funny of how little material that character has.
Yeah.
But has such an impact for fans. It in her history is involved with mob so it's involved with crime.
I wouldn't want my only hesitation is I wouldn't want the Batman Part 2 to be, live action Mask of the Phantasm.
I would have no hesitancy that it would be.
Yeah.
If that's who she plays, the carryover is the character of Andrea Beaumont, and I think fan expectation overall, and I would think that Tomlin and Reeves would see this too. It's like if you're bringing in Beaumont, then you're bringing in Phantasm. Like I think it's it's a package deal, and I think there's a lot of meat to chew on there of ways you can make it different, but still
it would also Phantasm would be kind of a pseudo imposter.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
No?
There you go. Yeah, that's cool. Absolutely. And that's where I've seen of like towing that line, because in Phantasm, Mask of the Phantasm, sure, she's the villain, but also it's very, was it the Wraith? Also in Batman history of like you're not exactly the bad guy. I mean, Riddler too towed the line a little bit of like he's kind of taking out the bad guys, but he's doing it in a way that's not okay.
Well, like the Joker says, you think he's right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So I think, I don't know, there's a lot there. I actually talked to Boudin Pockets about this and said so when you think in big picture, general audience aren't aware of the Phantasm Andrea Beaumont connection. And I'm like, but how do they keep that as an intriguing mystery reveal for a whole movie, though, knowing how loud fans can be and how the internet now, you don't look for stuff and you get spoiled, that they could keep that, keep that like, throughout. Granted, like we knew Paul Dano was playing the Riddler, but it's not like we were seeing Paul Dano sprinkled throughout the movie, and then it was like unmasked and
what if it's a Dark Knight Rises Talia situation where she is believed to be a different character, and she's announced as what was the damn character?
Problem.
What was her name in
Holy crap! I'm blanking on that.
We're gonna get our Batman cards taken away.
Jeez,
sure.
We're fans. Is that what we're trying to tell people? I don't think they should believe us anymore.
Miranda Tate. There you go.
All right, just edit all that out so that
there you go.
Just jump right to it.
I pulled it out without the Google machine, so sweating. I was like,
saved BOF.
Get my damn. I had the Batman police show up at my door and take my card.
I think as I've gotten older, I've been less positive about that kind of stuff. And at the very end,
and it's even like it was in begins with Ducard,
Yeah, and I think like that worked for me. I was good with that. Miranda Tate, for some reason, I don't know what I'd seen on that. I didn't get anything confirmed, but this wasn't my own thinking either of like, I'm so smart, I figured it out. But it was just like, yeah, duh. The twist and like
I figured
that she was Talia. But it was like what we'd seen in flashbacks you thought was Bane. That's where Nolan at least got me with some surprise of like, oh, that was her the whole time as in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
But then, so I don't know how they just keep it as a mystery, and also like she's playing,
you know what?
Jane Miller, it's like, who's Jane Miller? Yeah. And then at the end be like, I'm just kidding, I'm Andrea Beaumont. It's kind of like, okay. And I think it's gotten to a point where that kind of can almost be a little too cheap anymore.
Here's what I think is, when it wouldn't bother me if it was something like that. However, I would say like 90% of the people who will go see the Batman Part 2, even if they announce her as she's playing Andrea Beaumont and just don't mention Phantasm, but say she's playing Andrea Beaumont, who's such and such, they just, with the description, general audience has no clue.
Exactly.
And then also they don't pay attention to any fan stuff. So even if fans were going, Phantasm's coming,
Yeah.
with diamonds.
But these are And
you
Mr.
know,
Freeze is a special guest because he needs those diamonds. Um, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think
you know what I
that's
mean?
something for me that
Yeah.
yeah.
It wouldn't ruin that twist or knowing that Phantasm is in the film for the general
But
audience because they have no freaking clue and they
but
don't
the
pay attention.
internet being the internet now, there can totally be like my lady's not looking for that stuff,
Yeah.
and it says Scarlett Johansson to finally play a villain in new Batman movie. Like those are kind of headlines that can come out, and then it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, and then you read it, it's like, well, she's playing this, this character who's known as she's ultimately a villain, blah blah blah, but their headline is already like giving that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that it's like, internet's gonna internet. And
At the end of
I've
the
fallen
day, does it
into
really
not looking
matter?
for stuff.
Because we know going in to see the Batman that Colin Farrell is playing the Riddler, I mean the Penguin, and the Penguin's bad, you
That's
know?
what I mean of like how did they present, like how is the character then, like maybe let's go down this whole road. She's cast as Andrea Beaumont. Phantasm's a character in it. The cold open is Phantasm tracking down somebody, killing them, and then she takes off her masks and you see who it is. It's like, okay, they're
Yeah.
out with it at the very beginning, so it's not
Yeah.
like you already know this. And then it's like, now we know information that Bruce Wayne doesn't know. And that's an angle into a story that can sometimes
Yeah.
be fascinating. So, that obviously not confirmed, purely speculation.
Yeah.
That's just like basically all where my mind went with why, what, all of that, and the aesthetics of like with the world that Reeves has created. It is, because it seems it could Phantasm has such like a horrorish kind of look,
Yeah.
just like Scarecrow has such a great horrorish look. And I'm
Yeah.
like, both of those characters, just the visuals to me in Matt Reeves' Batman movie, I'm like, oh my God, give me that. That excites me.
Let me throw this last one out there and this last angle on this. And before we get out of here, what if they pull it's a Rachel Dawes type thing. And I don't mean as a love interest, but what if it's original character?
Okay. That too. And that's where I think you have the fans who think that they know everything, and they're the voice of the people. You'd have some be ranting and raving on their old YouTube shows about like it needs to be somebody that we know that we've been waiting for because we deserve this. It shouldn't be Jane Miller. Who's a Jane Miller? Who was asking for Jane Miller? Stuff like that. It's like very
Yeah.
eye rolly. And then those people will be there opening night and love the
Yeah.
movie, love the character.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm just like, I don't know shit except what is told to us, officially told to us and confirmed. So it's like, what do we always say here? Let the creators create. Okay.
Does
Tom
Phantasm
Lennon
have to
Reeves
be?
wrote.
Let me ask you this. There's another one, then we'll wrap this up. Does Phantasm have to be quote unquote Phantasm and Andrea Beaumont? Can it be a riff on that character, like an amalgamation of the imposter, the wraith?
They can do
You know,
whatever they can do whatever they want. Robin in the Dark Knight trilogy ends up with an asterisk next to it. You and I are fans of what Nolan and company did
yeah,
with that character. There's a lot
yes,
of people that are like, and they have just as much of a right as I do on their thoughts. And they're like, that technically, yes, he was named Robin at the very end of that movie, but that's not Robin. Like, and I think that's fair.
it's
Comments of
fair,
that
but
Nolan's
it's
made about uh, like he wanted to do less suits or whatever in Begins. I don't know if he wanted to do no mask for Scarecrow or something
yeah,
like that. And
yeah,
Goyer was like, you gotta have a mask. And to me, I'm
yeah,
like, I'd have felt a little shortchanged of like, well, yeah, Scarecrow's in it, but I mean, it was a guy in a suit and tie, and that was it. I'd feel a little shortchanged. So I do feel the phantasm element, you could end up shortchanging. I don't think Penguin has been shortchanged at all. Some
no,
people, because it's not full comic Burgess Meredith look, feel
yeah,
shortchanged. And I'm like, look at the characterization of Penguin the past 30 years. This is the Penguin. The
mm-hmm,
Riddler was dressed in green, asked riddles, had a question mark. That was the Riddler.
yeah,
Catwoman, she has development to go. For the most part, Catwoman was there. I just don't feel like we're done with that character yet.
Well, that's reminding. I got to bring this up. Then we will finish up here. People, are you surprised? People were like, "What? Zoe's not coming back?" I think it's kind of well known that she wasn't going to return, or at least it's out there.
And that's where I'm like, am I too close to it? Because I was really surprised of like, where are people getting that massive jump that Scarlett Johansson has replaced Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman?
Yeah,
that's where some people went. And I was
really?
Like, whoa!
I didn't know that. I thought that they were just shocked that we're not going to have Catwoman. We're not going to have Zoe in this.
And I'm not a mutual friend of ours in the Facebook group. I won't mention him because it's like, this is not directed at him at all. There's nothing negative with him. That was just one of many comments that I ended up seeing all over the place, that was an assumption. I think it was almost based on a way Variety maybe wrote the article or something, and that's where people went with the
Variety
jump. And I was like,
she's not, she said Zoe Kravitz is not expected to return. So that's kind of ambiguous in a way. Yeah.
Look, but it's just, I'll say this. Go ahead.
If you watched, you got the Batman, the Penguin, and the Batman Part 2 picks up right after.
Yeah.
She's just hauled ass to Bloodhaven.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If a movie's taking place, why was she coming straight back? Now, I will say this.
She couldn't feed her one cat that she took with her. She's like, I had to come back to Gotham.
Yeah. Maybe Reeves says, okay, I'm going to say that she's not in it.
Yeah.
And she shows up at some point and surprises.
Aren't surprises awesome in movies sometimes?
Yeah. But I think that would be the only case. It's like some surprise cameo at some end of the movie, whatever, that would happen. I do think we'll see Zoe Kravitz as Selena again in this saga, 100%.
Absolutely.
Even if she's not in Part 2. I didn't know they were like going with, she's taking over the Selena role. I thought it was like, what? How's she come? Why is she not coming back? Well, it doesn't make any sense for her to be back. She just left.
Yeah.
She just hauled ass. She's in Bloodhaven.
And that's what I said, earlier, of sometimes, like, take a breath, just think story wise. Penguin picks up like right after the Batman. The Batman Part 2 is supposed to take place like right after the Penguin. She has just gone to Bloodhaven. So I didn't expect, and I didn't expect her in the second one, because I feel like we've heard that it's not expected that she's supposed to be in the next movie.
I think the next time I don't mean to get on a Catwoman tangent, but I think the next time we see her, maybe it's in a HBO series, whatever. But I think at some point we get her before this saga ends. She's full on Catwoman at some point.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and look, we'll finish up. We are going to finish up. Scarlett Johansson. That's a great get as an actress.
It
as
is.
An actress and as a star, as well, because she is someone who people go, oh, Scarlett Johansson's this movie. I'll go see it. She is on that level of that's.
I totally agree. She brings a lot of attention to it by that name alone. I had seen reports that Emma Stone was approached, and passed. In my mind, I do think Emma Stone, her acting chops and the kind of actress that she is, makes more sense for the Batman Part 2 and the group of actors in that. We'll see what kind of role that Scarlett Johansson has. Probably does end up seeming like, I'm probably glad they went her route, and that's nothing against Emma Stone, who's proven herself that she's a very good actress.
No, yeah, she's good.
It's just like the Phantasm role and trying to, I'm just going against speculation, speculation. That Andrea Beaumont and stuff, and it's like, it just feels like Johansson is more of a fit for something like that than Emma Stone is. If there's an action-y kind of role, physical presence and stuff, it's like that's more Johansson.
I don't say this as a knock on Scarlett
capable
at all,
or used to that than Emma Stone.
Is she more of a movie star than Emma Stone?
Yes.
Because you think of Emma Stone first as actress.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett Johansson is a very good actress.
Hmm.
She's not a one-dimensional, same character in every film.
And I don't know, and maybe you can say the Marvel movies have done this, but it's like I think
Probably.
Emma Stone could get out and go down to the grocery store
Yeah.
undetected. I don't think Scarlett Johansson can do that.
Okay. Maybe she had her fill of superhero movies when she was in the Amazing Spider-Man
Maybe.
films.
She was a high point of those two
Gwen
movies. I like
Stacy.
those
Yeah.
two movies, but she was
But
she
whatever.
obviously was
Hey, look,
very good.
forget
Hey,
her. She's not in it. Emma
what?
Stone, you can go take a long walk off a short pier. You don't want to be in a
Whoa.
Batman movie.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, to hell with her. Write her off. She's not a good actress anyway.
I
We
just
don't
watched her
we
not long
don't
ago
we
in
don't
that
need her in this movie,
almost a
Bill.
Frankenstein type movie she was in. They got all that.
Begonia. Oh, no, no, no. Pretty Things?
Yeah,
Is that the one that she was? I didn't watch
yeah,
that. That just looked like there's some movies that get really great reviews, and I'm just like, maybe it is good. I have no desire to watch this.
yeah.
Like, I'd
You
rather watch
watch
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again.
you watch Frankenstein on Netflix?
No, I don't have Netflix.
Oh man,
Yeah, I
you'll
used
see it.
to be able to use somebody's password, and then Netflix cracked down on that. And I have yet to add them to my already overlong list of streaming.
Good movie. That's completely. I went off the rails there with Frankenstein. So, all right,
Yeah, I want to see it. Like I flat out, I want to watch that movie. I do.
it was really good.
And
Okay,
Netflix put it in 6 theaters, none
yeah,
close to me.
yeah.
And so I couldn't just go watch it in a theater, which I would have happily paid money to go watch that in IMAX or something. But
All right. Bottom line here. Let's
bottom
let's
line,
uh let's see what we learned here.
let's stop bragging.
Scarlett Johansson, this is a good get.
Hmm.
We believe it's a done deal because it wouldn't have got this much traction and without any type of
No
pushback from
resistance. Yeah.
from the trades.
Hmm.
Um uh and w- we think she could be a villain, but I'm not confirming that, so who knows?
Until I see something
Yeah,
like, sorry, Bill, but until, Boris Kit and then Variety and
yeah,
Deadline all throw that out there of like 100% confirmed and Matt Reeves does a post about it,
yeah,
then I'll say, I think she's in the movie.
yeah. So it's again, this is the fun time. We spent all this time talking about hypotheticals and what ifs. But bottom line, if she's in this movie, that's a good get. It'll draw people to come see Batman Part Two. It
Don't you
gives
remember all
it.
those people that didn't care about this movie and don't want it
Oh yeah,
anymore?
yeah. It's
Okay.
it's canceled. It's canceled,
Yeah, it's
right?
canceled. That's as
Okay.
negative as I'll get, but there we go.
So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. The look out that tsunami of information about the Batman Part Two is coming,
Hmm.
and this is fun to speculate on who could they be playing and whatnot till we get to the
Hmm.
final, till we get official word. All right. So since it's been a while,
Been a while.
what do you what's besides reviewing Batman for BOF, and then you got Batman Book Club? It got the November recap
Hmm.
and anything else from Batman Book Club you want
Yeah,
to mention?
this is gonna be a fun month because I actually just recorded and the next episode's gonna drop very soon. The Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, the comic book adaptation of the movie. 25 years totally escaped me until my guest was talking to me and brought that up. Someone who is very devoted to the world of Batman Beyond. And we recorded a great episode of that. That's the next episode of the show. I'm revisiting Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #3, Bill. That's your favorite. Um, People love Turtle Power. That also is coming this month. And then, of course, there's going to be a Christmas episode coming this month. So, yeah, there's a lot coming on the Batman Book Club this month. And I send the stuff to you when I remember. And you generously post on batman-on-film.com. And then, yeah, reviews for comics are up there. The Batman, the Batman title, both versions, because Hush 2, the next chapter
Yeah.
of that came out after like a 3-month hiatus. And then now the next chapter of that is, I think, coming in March. So that okay, those reviews are up on BOF as well as the newly relaunched Batman title, which actually just had a new issue, which might be for me my favorite of the 4 with this team.
Okay.
So there you go. All that.
Okay. Only thing I'll mention is because like I'm in the wheelhouse. We got a Batman movie coming. I love covering this stuff. But we are finished with the chapter by chapter with Batman Begins. There's 2 episodes remaining. They are done. The one with you will be dropping this weekend.
Woo.
I think that's episode 11.
All right.
Chapter 11. Okay. And then I did the last one with Hobby, and that'll come probably later next week sometime. And also on Batman Animation, going through the series you binged.
That's right.
Or Batman on Film, Bat Fam.
My review of that is up on BOF.
Actually recording episode 3 discussion here in a little while with Hobby. So that'll be up on Batman on Film. And then,
all right.
Hey, Dark Knight chapter by chapter, whenever you're ready.
I don't know when that's coming, but it'll come and it'll be done well. I'll say that much. That's my guarantee. It's my favorite movie ever.
All right. So for Ryan, I am Bill. Announcer Rachel will finish up here, and we will catch you next time.
You have been listening to the BOF Social Hour, Jett's official podcast on Batman on Film. Follow BOF on Threads at The Batman on Film. Follow BOF on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Batman on Film. To help keep BOF up and running, go to patreon.com/BatmanOnFilm, or you can buy BOF a beer at buymeacoffee.com/TheRealBatmanOnFilm. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original, Batman on Film, founded in 1998.